What is going on, everybody? We're at the other location, but another steel body truck. This one is kind of unique because I have not had these codes on a steel body. Actually, I think maybe I had a wiring problem once, but this one is a good one for you all to check out. So let's go. All right, guys, thanks so much for coming back and checking us out. We have a 2016 F550, and this customer's complaint was that it was really running rough, and one of the techs had said it was running on almost 4 cylinders, and I could see how that was happening once you guys find out what was going on. So a little backstory here. Let me show you the codes we have here. We have some fuel system codes. We did some maintenance, and we had some air in the fuel system. No big deal. But this is what I'm concerned about. Cylinder 4 injector circuit open shorted. Cylinder number 7. Cylinder number 4 injector open shorted. Cylinder number 7 injector circuit open shorted. And then look at this one. Injector high side short to ground or VBAT bank 1. Cylinder 7 injector circuit range performance. This is something we should pay attention to. However, I wanted to start with this DTC here. Injector high side short to ground or VBAT. Doesn't that sound like one of the old 7.3 codes you used to get when the valve cover gasket or the UV harness would be starting to come apart? You get the high side, low side, short to ground or whatever. This is kind of like that, but we don't really have wiring problems with steel bodies. Let's go to pinpoint test. Pinpoint test P is in Paul, asks us, where is it? Let me just hit the back. Hit the back, P2, let me go to P1. Now, preliminary diagnostics, we ran the self-tests, and you can see that there's nothing in on-demand memory. You guys remember me talking about on-demand memory, the difference in the codes you can have. These are an electrical fault that's happening right now, like a circuit's open, or you have something going on with a particular wiring in the truck right now. These are all continuous memory codes. So this is something that the truck has seen, something the PCM has seen, and has stored it in this, which you can go and clear, but if the fault were to happen again, it's going to go into continuous memory until there's an actual electrical fault. So we only had those codes. Going to pinpoint test P, are any DTCs retrieved other than these? Well, yeah, all others. So now it wants us to check each injector for internal resistance. Now this is something you guys got to pay a close attention to. Now bank 1, now you're concerned. Now what we're accustomed to, bank 1 has always been the passenger side, and bank 2 has always been the driver side. Bank 1 is always starting with cylinder number 1. That's what we are always accustomed to. Now when we are referring to the injectors on the 6.7, bank 1 refers to cylinders 1, 4, 6, and 7. So that's going to get you out of your box of normal thinking, because you're going to be thinking you're just going to be doing these size of injectors, and that's obviously not the case. So what the tech already did, which was a good way to do this, instead of disconnecting all the injectors, was we disconnected the engine harness right at the PCM. This is the big connector that is going to house all the injectors right here, and all the other sensors and inputs and blah blah blah. So he ohmed out each injector, the high and the low, and each of them were like 180,000, 190,000. It was definitely between the resistance that it should be. All right, so we kind of took that into consideration, but immediately went to P3, and now it wants us to actually check for a short to the case. It individually wants us to do the high and the low at the injector or at the connector like we did. And wants to see if it's shorted to ground, and then we took it another step further to see if it was shorted to power. Now check out what we wound up finding for cylinder number 7. I want to do a good cylinder and a bad one so you can compare and contrast how they were looking. And when you see the short, the meter obviously starts moving. What I've done is set up the meter, and we are going to be checking pins 96 and 97. This is for injector number 6. So we're going to go ahead and see if these are shorted. Okay, we're going to do 96 to ground. Do we have anything? Nope. We're going to do 95. I'm sorry, 95. All right, we're going to go to power, that same pin. No short, okay? Now we're going to move it one pin down because we're going to do the positive leg of injector number 6. We're going to do the same thing. Go to negative, no short. Okay, we're going to go to positive, no short. Okay, now watch what happens to cylinder number 7. These are the last pins on the lower row. Okay, we're going to go to negative. Ooh, that meter should not move. You just saw what the good injector did on number 6. All right, let's go to positive. See if that leg is, I thought that moved, yep. Wow, that's a hard short right there to power. Okay, pin 98, the last leg on injector number 7. Look at that. To power. Ooh, we still got some dancing around. Definitely on the other leg of this circuit right here. So we have the plus and the minus to the coil, and 98 and 97. 98 and 97 are our suspect circuits. And now what we're gonna do, I'm gonna jump up here on my handy dandy stool and disconnect this injector. Let's see if I can get my hand in here. Okay, we got it off. And now we're gonna read. Okay, no short. Can you go to power? Nothing. Okay, so that pretty much is process of elimination. If we were to plug this back in, plug this injector back in. All right, and now let's check that, and we'll see if our short comes back. Boom. I think we got something wrong with our fuel injector. Let's test with the new fuel injector in, and see if our concerns will at least start it up, because right now it's running on 4 cylinders, because that whole bank 1, 4, 6, and 7 is going offline. And although step 2 and P2 or P3, when I asked the resistance, it passed because I had continuity from the circuits from the injector, but they were shorted to probably a case inside the coil of the injector. And for whatever reason, 230,000 miles later, I think it's got its use out of that injector. Kind of a unique code. So I'll see you guys on the other side. All right, here we are, next day. Let me just check the old Palm Pilot here. Palm Pilot says we're good to go. Injector on the bench. Injector in and out. It looks like this truck has already had a fuel system done to this, so we were kind of worried about the injector breaking, I guess. But it wound up coming out all right. It had the new 10 mil updated bolt in it. But this doesn't look like a Ford injector. Oh, Pure Power. Oh, no kidding. Look at that. Pure Power Technologies. That's that was in development with H&S and Standardine. That's the DCR. So let's Let's find some pins. I'm going to ohm out this right here. Alright, I have the cuttlefish inserted right there. And I am going against the tip of the injector, so that would be grounding right to the block, short to ground. Now, this isn't something that I've had happen a lot of times, but now, the moment of truth, we have charged the batteries, and now it's going to be ready for starting. We're ready to start, right? Ready to start? All right, let's see what we got. When it ran before, it was only running on 4 cylinders. It was pretty rough. Check it out now. Running on all 8. Injector replacement, number 7, second one from the back, driver's side. Kind of weird that this non-Ford injector, pure power technologies right there, shorted to ground. Pretty interesting. Let me know if you guys have ever had this happen to your 6.7. If you've had a weird running concern where you've had a short to power or short to ground on your 6.7 injector wiring, it's important to note what bank you're working on so you can identify what cylinders are what. Let me know if this helped you guys out. Remember to like, comment, sub, share, and I'll catch you guys all next time. See you.